Good morning, and welcome to Coffee and, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocketradio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee and panel.
All right, Coffee and here on this Monday morning as we start another week. Last week in November. How about that?
Close enough.
Time's moving right along. This is Joe Callahan. That was Dave Richards right over there. Hello there, Dave.
Hey, I know him.
Hearing Dave all morning. And former mayor of the town of Cumberland, Bill Murray.
Is that a complaint?
Good morning.
What's that?
Is that a complaint? You've been hearing Dave all morning?
No, I'm just an observation.
Why to ask?
All right, and
Gotta know who your friends are, right, Bill?
It worked out well,
Right.
Because I didn't know this ahead of time. But Bill's taking off Thanksgiving, and we're just squeaking him in here under the wire.
Just before the plane takes off in 80-degree weather.
Not
But
up
I'm going to I just told you earlier, I love New England Thanksgiving,
right.
football games.
Sure.
I'm going to miss I don't think I've missed the Woonsocket Cumberland football game in many, many years. Maybe.
Yep, I got news for you.
Uh-oh.
Grab your cell phone, go to woonsocketраdio.com,
You can
do
watch
tap,
it.
tap, 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 and you'll be watching the game. In color.
Now I'm glad I came on this morning. You just educated me. That's a good point.
Starts
That's
at
something
10 in
we've
the
been
morning.
doing for years.
on
That's,
Thanksgiving.
I never even gave it a thought. So
We
that's
had Kevin Callahan and Pat Holland and Brendan McGarr. We had a three-man crew.
that's
So
a crew. That's a crew.
It is a crew.
I
It's a
just
crew
saw
and a
your
half.
brother a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good.
He does a good job. He does hockey too. I don't know whether he does
In
it.
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
He does that, yeah.
That's where I run into him when my
Okay.
granddaughter's playing.
All right. Before we get to the really important stuff, I don't know if you even realize this, Dave. Bill's going to know.
I don't realize it.
With yesterday's win
Yeah.
by the New England Patriots and a few other losses by other people, the New England Patriots have the best record in the NFL.
They
Not
have
just the AFC.
No, the first one. Yep.
They're
number
the
one.
only ones at 10-2.
Yep.
All right. It's like, all right.
That was a struggle.
Not their best game.
No.
Yes,
by
it
far.
was. And I'm screaming at the TV, where to Drake May, where are you throwing it? Why are you throwing it? To the empty space?
But he came back. He
back
settled
strong.
down.
Josh Daniels got a hold of him and said, okay,
Yeah.
you got to do it this way and this way and this way. Have you got it?
You nailed it. I think that's the key. That Josh McDaniels is the whole key to this. He knows how to. He did it with Brady. Let's
he
be
did.
honest about it. Let's give the guy credit. He never made it as a head coach.
Okay, you don't have that talent. But
No,
you
you have talent on
So
this.
let's
He's done a good job.
Let's
Yep.
stick where you're best.
Right.
So
And
next
we had
week-
no running. Excuse me. Had no running attack at all.
No, they kept stopping it.
And look
so-
at the loss of linemen.
Yeah,
they
they
lost
took-
three.
got hurt.
Campbell might be
Yeah.
out.
We're talking about yesterday's football game, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, just so I catch up on
Two
that.
people Patriots got carted off.
Yep.
I'm like, oh boy. So,
Yep.
all right. So we move on, and they play the New York Giants a week from tomorrow. No, a week from today. They're on
Monday night.
Monday
That's
football.
Monday night. Yeah.
So and the Giants, who I thought were going to win yesterday, lost
Right.
to the Detroit Lions, and they're 3-8.
They figured out how to blow every game. that
Yeah,
they're in. Yeah.
it's good how they figured that out. So.
Well, let's hope they figure it out.
So we get
they don't figure it out. Let me
So
see.
we get the Patriots. Hopefully they can win one more, and then they have their bye week.
Yeah,
So,
that could be a tough one with the linemen out,
I know it is.
and then
yeah.
going in there, and the Giants have nothing to lose but to win.
Mm-hmm.
If you know what I mean by that. And
That's why we have these practice
Yeah.
squads.
That's right.
People come off the practice squad. And
they're going to
you're
need
in.
it. They're going to need it.
All right. On Saturday, we had Henry's Heroes, Henry's Auto Repair.
We did.
with Niehav, New England helping our veterans. The car giveaway over at Post 85. Dave was there, putting it on the radio and on the TV as well. And did you? And you gave away 7 cars. Did they finally get that final title in? All right. So 7.
One of them live on the air. We did 6 drawing right here on last Monday.
Right.
And during the week, they had a 7th car, but the Duckies weren't in a row. And that car was towed in and towed back out. Works perfectly, but it was towed in and towed out. But the problem is that the person who donated it to us, to Henry's Heroes, the title wasn't quite in order.
Okay.
And so you can't give it to somebody unless the title's in your hand and everything is right with it.
Right.
So, but Bill and the gang decided they were going to give it away anyway. And that's the deal. And then they had a seventh car, which they didn't bring out because the pavilion actually only held 6 cars. And so that one wasn't seen, but then again, the one who won it wasn't seen either. And if you have time, check out on the Facebook and the YouTube channel because the video of the whole thing was quite touching. Now, they've been talking for some time about when you go there, these things are very touching, and they really, really are. If you pay attention to what's going on, it can't help but have your heartstrings, pulled on that. But so, here's what happened. They ended up with another car that was completely ready, but it wasn't ready last Monday for the draw. Mm-hmm. And so they said, 7th car, we're going to do it there. Bill, because the night before, Nehov and all got together, and they did a little drawing from what was left over, the ones that didn't get pulled, right? They did a little drawing so they knew who they were calling, and there was a phone number on there. Mm-hmm. And he took a gamble. And so he called the guy on his cell phone while he's there in front of all the people at Post 85, and he put the cell phone on speaker up to the microphone, and everybody heard the guy answer and talk, and he said, we're here at Post 85, and we're giving the cars away. He says, I'm really happy for all the people who won. Really, really nice guy, mm-hmm. He's so complimentary to what was going on. Thanks for doing this. I'm kind of sad I didn't win. And then Bill said, well, let me stop you there. He says, there's a 7th car, and you won it.
You won it, all right.
And the guy was just, you could tell he was touched for 2 reasons. First of all, he actually said it out loud. I'm floored. I don't know what to say. And then he kept saying it. So you knew, he just kept on talking, because you knew that this guy was running emotionally, not thinking, that you had really done something that touched his heart.
Right.
But it was just for a few moments, really, and then he captured himself, and he was all set to go. So 7 cars. And
now, logistically, Dave,
and
was he local, and was he able to come down to Post 85? Like, could he drop everything and just come on down?
Not right then.
Oh,
no,
too bad.
No, that wasn't possible.
Yeah.
But the fun thing is, somebody was there for each of the cars.
Yep.
And remember, we heard Bill say it, and we heard him say it just before they were pulling the titles and the envelopes to see which car they won. Because when they get there, they know they won a car. It's one of those cars. They don't know which one is theirs.
Right.
And they find out because he takes all the titles, puts them in the hand, holds them out there. You choose the one you want. They're all just white envelopes
So
at
they have
that point.
a shot at anything.
That's right.
Yes.
Well, who's eligible, by the way? Who's
retired
eligible for
and
that?
active
Military.
military
That's wonderful.
who need but cannot afford an automobile.
That's great. I'm
Obviously,
a veteran, so
yeah.
I think that's...
They're free cars, but it does take money to operate them. But if you can get past the purchase and the ownership of the car,
Right.
now there you have, now you got a fighting chance to have an operating car. Mm-hmm. So I did want to just tag one more thing before you took over, Joe. Mm-hmm. Is that Bill mentioned it here on the air, and he mentioned it there just before they started pulling their titles. He says one of these cars, that little white one right there, is a standard shift. If you can't drive a standard shift,
Yep.
talk amongst yourselves after everybody
Swap.
has their cars, seriously, and see if you can get one of the others to swap with you.
Was that the issue this year?
No.
Good. All right.
Because the guy who won it is an old timer who has driven trucks and standard shift
All right.
cars
All
and
set.
Not a problem.
drove standard shift in the military, so he was completely checked out on standard shift vehicles, and so it was a match.
Great. I know one of the cars this year, like last year, was a Mercedes. So was a person that got the Mercedes pretty happy?
Yep.
Wow.
Usually they're very happy when they get their Mercedes.
Mercedes?
Well, they were all very happy.
How old?
I'm sure.
How old?
Oh, I don't know, it's
10
an
years?
05
Yeah,
or
that's
something
not-
like that.
That's
or
not
I
bad.
don't know, 10.
They're like trucks.
Bill from Henry's mentioned that. He goes, you're not getting a new car.
Right.
And some had 200,000 miles on it. But it's going to last you another couple of years.
Right.
So
Oh,
we're trying to
absolutely.
get you over the hump here if you don't have a vehicle. So
Now, does somebody screen to see if
Yeah.
if there's a need
Yeah.
before
The
they?
New Englanders
Oh, yeah.
Helping Our Veterans, the nonprofit group.
Okay.
You had to fill out a form and
Yeah,
prove
yeah.
that
No,
why do you need this
No.
car?
Yeah.
Tell us
No,
why.
because I'd hate to see somebody win it that doesn't really
Yeah.
need it and
Yeah,
take
you
away.
don't see that.
And then they vet it because one year they called someone that won, and he said, "My circumstances have changed, and I don't need the car. So pick somebody else."
Yeah.
Honorable.
Yes,
But that's a
Sure.
veteran. That's a veteran.
yeah, that's
Who
And there
served
was
that
someone
country.
there was someone who showed up, Joe, in the car that they won last year.
okay.
They had been wounded twice, Purple Heart veteran,
Yep.
had served 2 tours of duty, and what nobody knew, and what he didn't know until then, is that a generous person had stopped by Post 85 and said, "Here," gave him a check, sizable amount too. I think it was $500. Give this to a veteran who really, really needs it. And they thought over at the Post, and they selected this man. I wish I could recall his name, and I only have a little part of it. I'm not going to say it because I'll get it wrong. But there was nothing written, and it went by. I was broadcasting, so I was not catching the name. But we could go back and hear it. And he's a member of Post 85, and so there you go. He came up, and he got that. He had his service dog with him. Because obviously he'd been physically injured and mentally injured in his service.
Wow.
So, but it was pretty plain to see. But he was to tears. It was really something.
Great.
And then the other thing that was happy news that comes from that broadcast that you asked about is that people know that over at Henry's, the donation box for the veterans was physically stolen,
Yeah, about a month ago,
right?
Yeah.
And they got a couple $100,
Isn't that awful?
right? But people have been donating ever since that went out
Yeah.
and filling up a new box. I think it was $1,100 was in that box that he gave Jim Collins from Nehov at the scene
Oh,
during the
fantastic.
ceremonies, and Jim had no idea
It was
that
coming?
he had no idea. So $1,100, I think, was the proper figure on that. Nice. So there are a lot of good things going on. Looking at the Facebook posts after that, there was just a lot of complimentary stuff from a lot of very nice people. One person posted and said, "Free cars? How come I didn't know about this?"
Well, hey.
So, you got to listen to your local
gotta
radio
pay
station.
attention.
Yeah. You'll will the next time.
And one other
There
thing,
you go.
Bill, before we have to take a break, Jim Collins from Nehov, the Kraft family has recognized him.
Yes.
Or will recognize him on the final Patriots game.
No kidding.
He's going to be on the field. I think at a halftime
No
thing.
kidding. Wow.
And the Kraft Foundation is giving Nehov $10,000
Wow, that's
to
great.
help their organization. So
They are very generous. They are
pretty
very generous.
fantastic.
If you follow like we
Yeah,
do,
what
you and
Kraft,
I at least,
gives out money,
the football, I have to say that they are very generous people.
All right, we're going to take our first break here on the Coffee AM program. More coming your way. Comments and questions can be called in at 766-1240.
OM Radio.
Time is always at a premium, but especially during the holiday season when everybody's rushing around with so much to do. That's one reason it's nice to shop here at home instead of heading out of town to go shopping, fighting traffic and winter road conditions. Here at home, you have more time to enjoy your shopping. You get more done. And besides, it's a good feeling knowing that instead of giving your business to strangers, you're helping to build a stronger local community. This holiday season, be good to yourself and your community and do your shopping right here at home.
One of our great hometown merchants is Timeless Antiques and Collectibles, 91 Main Street, Woonsocket.
Makita's built for the pros who show up early, who don't do shortcuts, only precise cuts. With tools built to last, job after job, year after year. Performance that pays off, because when the job calls for the best, you answer. And when you need the best, you call on Makita, built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take Dayquil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the Dayquil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of
The
children.
Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
ON AM and FM.
Coffee and right here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Dave Richards, and Bill Murray is with us as well. Well, we got an update.
We have an update on Melissa's
over the
condition.
weekend.
She can almost be heard
Yeah.
if she yells really loud.
Well, that's going to hurt her voice, though, if she does
Yeah,
that.
so she's sitting there in the corner being very quiet.
All right, last week I think it was last week, maybe it was the week before, we told you about an update for Pearls, Candies, and Nuts over here in North Smithfield and Park Square.
It's in the Valley Breeze now.
Yep.
They listen.
Okay, and and he said they were closed temporarily, and that they're going but they're moving the whole business to Bellingham.
Right, eventually.
There's an issue with real estate and people, and it gets complicated after that. Okay, he was hoping, because this is a busy time of year. This is where he makes his most amount of money.
Yeah, I know.
Scott Gibbs can't be happy with that.
Christmas is the time.
Right.
Bigger than Easter, he said. He's told me. But anyway, he was hoping he could get some kind of deal together, and so he could open it at some point during the Christmas season.
Mm-hmm.
He posted the owner posted a video. That's not going to happen. So they're not closed temporarily anymore. They're closed permanently over here in North Smithfield, and he will open at his new place in Bellingham, on 126, right behind the Dairy Queen. There's a big strip mall behind there, and so he's there fixing it up and bringing his products over and things like that. But they
If
won't
I was an
open
enterprising
January.
commercial property owner, like the people in the plaza where Almax used to be, and back where the doctor is, and Spirit Halloween's not there.
They never opened this year.
Right. So, but
Heating problem.
if they were enterprising, the other end of that same building where AutoZone is the former bank, and that's empty.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But it's just like you could just take boxes and walk them across the parking lot and still be there.
Well, true.
Put up a temporary sign, have your
Yeah,
friends buzz you
we're over
up.
there.
Right. But obviously,
there's a real clash going on there.
Yeah, who's
the clash?
There's just the problem because these people nearly lost the Ocean State job lot and probably have long term.
Yeah.
But they remember a job lot says, "Hey, circumstances are throwing us out of this place. So we have to shut it down. No longer can we offer the prices that because they're being pigs about the rent and everything." Okay, fine.
We'll leave.
But if the people who have the deep pockets to buy these larger commercial properties generally got their deep pockets not by being philanthropic. And I look at it and I say, wouldn't it be great if someone could just moderate their point of view and say, okay, let's do something good for the neighborhood and like that. Well, eventually, because Ocean State Job Lot just says, heck with you, we're gone, and release it to the public just like that. And here you just bought a place, and your biggest tenant just said goodbye. Mm-hmm. No negotiations, no whining, no sniveling. No, that number doesn't work for us. Goodbye.
You're in a fantasy world. It's all about money.
Well, I understand.
I'm not insulting you. I'm just saying that's a fantasy. That's the problem all over the place.
Money is an absolute.
Yeah.
You have to bow to the green monster, but not that green monster. But you do have to. You have to give it its due.
Yeah.
But at the same time, wouldn't it be great, and that's the first words I use, wouldn't it be great if someone in commercial real estate looked at it and said, this is what's got to be done, and then did it. It'd be great if I had something like that. I'd do it. I get it, and I feel the pain, Pearls, Candy, and Nuts, because they work so hard. Mm-hmm. Thinking back to 2006 and 2007, and then finally in 2008 when we were in rented digs down at 1 Social Street, and the guy. He borrowed a lot of money to update the place for the new fire laws that came in after the station fire, fire that the rather unwise General Assembly put in. Everybody's got their moments, and they booted that one. But that's all right. So they did that, and now in order to comply with the law, he borrowed way too much money to try to get the job done and meet codes, and he lost the building to the bank. And the banks said, we want it empty. So they started with the getting people to leave, and we went through that for over a year. And I said to myself, really don't want to be in rented digs. You know, you got a business, you really want to own the property that you're in. And I'm sure that's gone through their mind over at Pearls as well.
He tried to buy it. It just didn't
right.
happen.
And when we came here to Park Avenue, it wasn't for sale, but I thought it was a good property. So I rented with option to buy. When Roger Sutherland decided that he didn't want to own it anymore, I was first in line. And we had a whole prescribed thing on how we were going to arrive at the price. You get an appraisal, I get an appraisal. We, meet the two.
Middle.
Right. And it's, the difference. You split the difference between the two appraisals, and it did work. So we ended up owning it. And I told Roger, I said, the only way I'm signing a lease to rent someplace is if I can own it, because I'm just not going there again.
You were smart. I wasn't kidding either. I'm surprised Scott Gibbs, who I have the highest regard for, I've dealt with him in Highland, who that's his expertise. I'm sure he worked hard on it, but I don't know.
Private real estate matter.
Exactly. It gets down to that money greed, and
that's right.
Well, but that's all over the place. Look at where the beef barn used to be.
Well,
Al Valier passed away. His heirs just want the dough.
That's right.
And so it got to be about money, and the beef barn says, no, this is, I guess, we have to leave this place. And so they took everything, put the silo on a truck, and moved down the road. And they have built a beautiful place out of Homestead Gardens, which before they arrived, they have tried so many things to do with it, but there was so much land, and there was wetlands, and all the rest of this stuff. They just couldn't come up with something that would work, but Mark and the family did. And they've done very nicely there. But now look, it's just sitting there laying fallow.
Well, Newport Creamery in Cranston, if you heard that story,
they
threw them out because Apple's going to come in.
Applebee's.
No, it's not Applebee's. It's Apple.
Apple Store.
And they're, from what I understand, and they offered more money, and they said, you're gone. And this is a staple down there where the old timers come for coffee in the morning and whatnot.
Last I heard, they were looking for a new place in Cranston to go to. I don't know if they found a new place.
I haven't heard anything. I don't know.
Okay. Well, just in case you were wondering, will Pearls open sometime during December for Christmas time?
Doesn't look good.
They will not.
No.
They are now permanently closed.
But you never know.
For them in
Something could
Bellingham.
come up. Never say never.
Oh, I guess it's possible.
Something
but
could come up.
According to Steve,
Maybe somebody listening to me today gets a little shot of conscience. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll keep monitoring Facebook, because that's where Steve is putting his updates of what's going on. But look for them to open up in behind the Dairy Queen in Bellingham in the new year.
I wonder. Yeah. Oh, I shouldn't talk about this. You don't talk about real estate on the air.
No.
I just a thought occurred to me. I opened my mouth and I said, "Dave, don't do
it."
Yeah. So Bill, Dave was telling you about this off the air. Union contracts covering employees at the Veterans Affairs Hospital in Providence have been terminated. Per an executive order signed by President Trump back in March. Employees were notified this week, last week actually, that collective bargaining agreements with unions were terminated as of November 13th, which was last week.
Now, listen to what the director says now. This is all good for all of you.
Yeah.
Why? Because now you can all excel unhindered by slackers and people who are just not doing their jobs right.
So, Channel 10 reports the Providence VA Medical Center director, and we don't have a name, but sorry about that, said employees...
I think it's a woman.
Is it?
Yeah, okay. I think. It used to be.
Employees will benefit because the contracts restricted the VA's ability to hire and promote good workers, hold poor performers accountable, and implement changes to better serve veterans. So that's a nice spin.
Yeah.
Well, nice spin, but... Hey, come on now. Hasn't anybody ever worked in a union shop? I have.
No.
And now I'm management. But I see it from all 3 points of view. And you know something? There's sometimes where you're working in a place and you're in a union shop and you know that somebody is gaming the job. They're just not doing what, I mean, they're just taking as much as they can and giving as little as they can. And it doesn't promote teamwork. You know, they're not the kind of people you want watching your
And
back.
the union protects them.
And the union protects
Yeah,
them.
let's be honest.
The unions have done wonderful things for our country, but one
Right.
of the things that they have done is offer a place
Right.
for bad workers to hide.
Look at your teachers unions and what they've done.
Yeah.
Well, we saw that ourselves when I was in high school. There were certain teachers that really should not be working, and
But they get tenure.
they found places for them to work, or they just protected their job.
Yeah.
The only thing I saw something like that, Dave, was I was going to college at Rhode Island College, and I saw the workers there. Now, not the teachers and not the administrators. This is like the custodial staff. Not only were they pulling a check from the state of Rhode Island, because it was a state school, they were
Right.
pulling a check from the city of Providence.
For what?
They were doing the same job because they were city employees and state employees at the same
Oh,
time.
mixed.
This has been stopped, by the way.
Right,
Of course,
yeah.
this was also 40 years ago.
No, they get.
Yeah. And so they would tell their offspring, no, what you do
Yeah.
is come work at the college
Yeah.
for basically 20 years, and you're all set. Because now they got a pension from the state and from the city.
Isn't this a problem with this country?
Well, they have, at least they've stopped.
No,
that.
but what I'm saying
Those
is,
union jobs
It's the
there.
problem
There's so
with
many-
human beings, Bill, not
Sure.
just this country.
so many people have that ability to know all the ins and outs
to
of the
work it.
system,
Yeah.
and they see the system and they ruin the system, but they get away with it, and that's why you see some of these programs that are so bad off now. And but go back to the VA. I go there. I've been going there for years as a former veteran. I love the VA. The VA is one of the best run places. I've never had a complaint.
Well, according to the director, hopefully it'll run even better now.
Well, I mean, I think she's spinning it. I'd like to hear a little bit more about it.
Yeah.
But sitting here right now, not even knowing that, if you ask me, how's your experience with the VA, I have to tell you, excellent. I have never run into a employee who is nasty, or I've seen them go out of their way to help.
Okay.
And and I'm a healthy vet, thank God, knock on wood. But how many people I've seen them in the VA hospital here in Providence that are extremely disabled and everything, and they go on. So I've had a great experience there, and people I've known will say the same thing. So it'll be interesting who they weed out of this situation, because I don't see it. I mean, I'd just say that it's been a very good. My wife got hurt going in there one time about a year ago with me, and she's not a veteran, but I was, and they took care of her like you couldn't get better care.
All right,
So-
before we take another break here on the Coffee and program, fall
It's cheaper than paying the insurance policy, right?
Yes, absolutely. No.
For all of us and I'm sure you have at one point in your life, have traveled down 95, and you look at the side. Look at that big blue bug on the side.
It's all lit up now?
It is all lit up for the holiday season. Providence native and Grammy Award-winning and nominated musician Jeffrey Osborne did the honors by lighting Nibbles Wood Away. It's the 33rd annual lighting of the giant bug.
Wow.
So, and they usually put a big red nose on it too for Rudolph. So
Yeah.
there you go. So it's all lit up. All right. Time for a break here on the Coffee and Program, and more coming your way. This forecast is being brought to you by Compassion International.
Sunny skies today with a high near 48 degrees and a breeze in the northwest up to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, increasingly cloudy, overnight low of 30. Tuesday's weather, cloudy skies all day, a chance of rain in the afternoon. Tuesday night, 90% chance of rain, south wind up to 10 miles per hour, but precipitation amounts up to 1/4 of an inch of rain possible Tuesday night. Wednesday, rain continues, patchy fog before 10 a.m., cloudy skies all day with a high near 60. Wednesday night, rain diminishes, but still there, mostly cloudy skies with an overnight low of 38 degrees. Thanksgiving Day, mostly sunny skies with a high near 46, but a stiff breeze from the west up to 25 miles per hour. Friday, mostly sunny, high of 41. Saturday, sunshine and 40. And next Sunday, mostly cloudy skies with a high near 45 degrees.
Outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio on the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street, bright blue skies and a temperature reading of 38 degrees. Imagine a child in extreme poverty waiting over 365 days to be sponsored. End their wait today. Become a compassionate sponsor. Text radio to 83393.
Dean Bank has the checking account you need, combined with the personal service that's just not commonly found today. From free checking to one that offers free ATMs across the nation, we have the perfect account to fit your individual needs. Visit deanbank.com for complete details and to open an account online in just a few minutes. All access checking, free checking, money market accounts, and more at Dean Bank, where they want to be your bank. Dean Bank, member FDIC, member DIF. Ever order a pizza that turned out to be not quite what you expected? Order from Ollie's Pizzeria in Woonsocket and taste the difference local love can make. Not only do Sam and Tina live in, work in, and love Woonsocket, they know exactly what it takes to make you the perfect pizza. That's because they have been making pizzas since the 1970s. Sam and Tina have made and served over 2 million pizzas with their combined experience, so they know what it takes to make the perfect pizza pie. Taste the local love that has customers coming back for more and more at Ollie's Pizzeria, 204 South Main Street, on the corner of South Main Street and Front Street in Woonsocket. Ollie's.
And remember, an Ollie's Pizzeria gift certificate makes a perfect Christmas gift.
ON Radio!
All right, Coffee In on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Bill Murray and Dave Richards. And we're going to throw this question up to Bill Murray because he's the former mayor of Cumberland to see if he has an answer. He might not, but we talked about it last week, Dave, because the Valley Breeze had the story about it. And over there in Cumberland at Diamond Hill Park, the town, I guess it's the town, wants to move a crosswalk 30 feet from where it is now. And it's costing the town quite a bit of money. But besides
Almost $9,000.
Besides the financial part, Bill, why do they want to move a crosswalk only 30 feet? That's 3 steps.
I think it's a little.
I take long
little further than that, but long steps. Well,
is there a reason?
I know. I know of no reason. What's it accomplishing?
I don't know.
For that small.
But I can explain that.
I don't want to be nasty because then they'll say it's political, but there's a lot of crazy things they're doing over there at Diamond Hill.
All right.
And so this does not surprise me. It's another, it's another thing that I don't know who the planner or whoever's doing it, but.
So what's your theory, Dave, or do you actually have real facts?
Well, I have the facts that Ethan Shorey gave me when I read the Valley Breeze story, like I told you I was going to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then what's the reason?
I read it, and I read it twice, as a matter of fact, to make sure I understood it properly. And the way I understand it, this is just a matter of stupid is as stupid does. They look at it, and they're trapped by the modernity of our times.
The town is trapped?
The town is trapped.
Okay.
And here's the deal. The state plows the road. State has rights on the road. Got to go through the state when you want to change anything on the road. And like that, being a rural town, they don't have to have sidewalks on all their roads. They don't have any sidewalks there.
Right.
Most of the money that you're hearing is going to take to move the crosswalk is to establish 100 feet of sidewalk on both sides of Diamond Hill Road at that point, and then putting in the dipped handicap curbs at the crosswalk where you want the crosswalk to be. It's not painting the crosswalk. That's nothing.
But what's
theoretical?
What are they accomplishing by doing that?
They got a bunch of rules in the books that weren't there when the park was originally in its heyday back in the early 90s, the late 80s and early 90s. And then they said, hey, people are crossing the street over to that lot across the street, and it's a safety issue. They make a phone call down to the state comes up and they paint white lines.
Right.
Right. Time goes by. Now you're using the park. It's now a town park. They're using the park a little differently. And your two primary driveway entrance points that they used to have back in the Cumberland Fest days are now one roadway
Right.
that goes to the lodge first.
Right.
And it's not in the same place as those other roadways. And so now the sidewalk, the crosswalk there is no longer that useful because it goes across the street, and when it gets to the other side of the park, there's a knee wall there, 3 foot stone wall
Right.
made of cut
yeah.
cut field stones.
Yeah.
And so like you're walking onto the grass, and then there's a stone wall, and now you have to walk along there's no sidewalk there. But remember, the rules have changed. Back in the last century, you call up and say, we need a crosswalk here. They look, they say, yeah, there's probably a need. Okay, let's do it. And so they paint the thing on there. What's it going to take to paint this crosswalk? You want it here? Yeah? Okay, fine. Time goes by, you want it someplace else. They say, yeah, but the rules are now that you got to have all ADA compliance.
As you do.
And you cannot cut the curb on a sidewalk that doesn't exist. So now you got to build a sidewalk that's ADA compliant all the way through. And then you're going to have other curb cuts for your driveway. And on the other side, now where do you want this? Oh, it's right across the street from the ice cream machine. So now you probably want that to come up where the driveway is, not where the stone wall is. Now you got, and it's only 30 feet. But you see, it just got complicated. On top of that, and the final point that I took away from the article, although it wasn't really said that way, well, you know, in the Valley Breeze, people are free to make comments.
Yeah.
And there's always somebody who's got a rash about what you're doing. And so there's somebody over there says, let the ice cream machine put it in if it benefits them. The ice cream machine could easily pick up and go someplace else that's far more populous.
Yeah.
They could go down to the southern end of town and sell a lot more ice cream, but this is the property they own. Now some people are going to politicize it and make them responsible for all of this.
Sure.
Meanwhile,
It's their fault.
meanwhile, the sitting Cumberland Town Council in 2025 is looking at this. This is idiocy. Yeah, I don't think we want to spend this money. Is there a way around it? Can we do it? Can we make an appeal? And but they've exhausted all appeals. And the state says the law is the law. You're going to have to do it this way in order to comply.
So 10 grand to do this?
Yeah. Or
Roughly.
you can be spending tens of thousands of dollars yearly to plow Diamond Hill Road because we don't need to do it.
Yeah, no, that's how you ended up with the park. Because they
didn't want to maintain the park.
And I'll add one thing to it, as I said to Joe off the air, when he mentioned it. Dan McKee and I tried to, mainly Dan was the mayor, but I was coming in.
Yeah.
We tried, when they were fixing Diamond Hill Road, we tried to get them to make sidewalks from Bentley Field up there, because the kids walk up there for ice cream when they're playing ball down at Bentley Field. And we could not get them to do it.
And the state's main topic on this is that there's not enough need. There's huge need for very few days of the year.
Yeah, and the same situation from that we ran into, and I took a lot of grief on it when that kid got killed on what?
Bear Hill Road?
Bear Hill Road.
Because there was no
Is
sidewalks.
that, and you can't put, you can put sidewalks in there, but it'll be into most people's yards.
Yeah.
And again, your handicap accessibility, it's all downhill.
Yeah.
That's right.
And I know Mother tried to say he's going to do it. Good luck. And what are you going to spend to do it? But my other point is, the family was led by the stepfather, Berkowitz, I still remember the name, they came in and met with me and wanted sidewalks from the chapel to the monastery, because there's no sidewalks. People walk in the road. And I said, petition them, we'll support it. They went to the state. The state slammed the door right in their face. We're not going to do sidewalks down there. Now, if you really need sidewalks, that's a great place for sidewalks because of the traffic. If you drive there, you'll see a lot of people where, Dave's Market is.
Yep.
And yet you have a sidewalk over on Nate Whipple Highway that
No one uses?
Nobody uses.
Yeah.
It goes where the medical center is, and it goes east, and nobody knows why they ever put that in.
Yeah.
There's a couple of houses on it, but it goes and then it stops. So I used to live over near there. If you walk that sidewalk, it stops and now you're in the road. So there's a lot of stupidity that's involved in these things.
And it's unintentional stupidity. It's they make a law or a regulation that that addresses a certain problem they have at the time.
Exactly.
But then there's all the unintended consequences down through the years afterwards.
Mind blowing.
What are you going to do?
I'll give you, we fought for a long time at St. Joseph's and also Davenport's, where people come from the parking lot at Davenport's across to the restaurant.
Yeah.
We finally got blinkers in there. You don't know what it took. Now, unfortunately, I'll give you one more. Where the senior center is down on Mendon Road, a woman was killed. Once she was killed, we were able to argue the fact that we need a medium, because what was happening is the seniors were, there was a light there.
Yeah.
The seniors got out into the middle and the light changed.
Yeah.
But they had nowhere to go. And if you go there now, and I have to take my hat off to the former representative, Jim McLaughlin.
Right.
He fought like hell for us, and we all fought for it. We were able to get a medium put in there, so somebody, an elderly person,
halfway
can come.
point.
Yeah, can come, and they can stand there and wait for the light to change again. It's a blinking light too, but that took a woman being killed to do that. So just like you said, there's so many rules, but some rules they'll look at stronger if there's, unfortunately. Now go back to the ice cream machine. People are going to walk across there anyway. I don't care what crosswalk
is there,
because we've had that. People don't realize the state owns property behind the ice cream machine, which is a lot of people go to visit, to walking trails and everything like that. The old Edison property, that's up there. So there's a lot of traffic back and forth. And at one point, when I was in, we talked about, could we get a walk bridge over? Had nothing to do with the ice cream machine. It had to do with the property, the state-owned property, plus Diamond Hill, and we just couldn't. No. We couldn't pull it off.
All right. On another note, we've been having issues in school systems since school started this year.
Not just issues.
Smithfield has had their issues, and now down in Newport. Yeah, the Newport School Committee holding a meeting to address alleged assaults of a special needs student at Rogers High School. 2 16-year-old students have been arrested in connection with the incidents that reportedly took place in the school locker room. Police say they were aware of cell phone videos that recorded the assaults that happened before football games. During last Wednesday's meeting, the school committee will this coming Wednesday's meeting, the school committee will discuss hiring an independent third party to review the incident. If members approve the outside investigation, it will be conducted along with the criminal investigation.
What's wrong with these kids? This kid was a handicapped kid, from what I read.
Special needs, yeah.
Special needs, and
because guys think this stuff is funny.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. I remember years ago having kids in many athletic teams that the hazing would be going on, and I guess we as parents, I know I did. I warned my kids, you better not be involved in some of that stupidity. And I'm sure, Joe, you remember it, and I'm sure your parents, and I knew your parents, and I'm sure they said the same thing. But these kids, it's out of hand now. These kids think they're funny.
Stuff has been going on in schools forever.
Yeah, but
now it's public. And now public officials are obliged to do something or say something or whatever. But kids got beat up after school. This stuff happened on. Come on, all that stuff's been going on. It was going on when I was in school.
But I'll argue with you on this. Back in the days, which were in the 80s and whatnot, for my kids, the teachers were involved. They can't get involved. They can't get involved now because they're going to get sued. I remember stories where the teachers are in the middle. You're right. There was always a battle somewhere, but a good example was Dick Lynch. If you remember Dick Lynch, who was a great guy, a very close friend of mine, Dick was a tough cookie. He didn't take anything. Joe knows. Joe went to school. And the story, one of the best stories I've ever heard was from his secretary. she said he'd call a kid into his office, and her back of her desk where she sat was the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, always wondered why that wall was rattling a little bit. And I know for a fact that Dick has been deceased now, but Dick wouldn't put up. He's put kids up against the wall. You can't do that now. You can't even say a bad thing to them.
Yeah.
And they go, and it's
If you stress
all
them out,
because
you
of
go
the
to jail.
parents.
Yeah.
The parents protect the kids.
All right, we're going to take a break on the Coffee and program. More coming your way. We ask you to please stay tuned.
ON
Actual
Radio.
price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
Thanksgiving traditions are terrific. Turkey, stuffing, green bean casserole, pumpkin pie, and high school football. The rivalry continues between Woonsocket and Cumberland. This year, the Villanovans travel to Tucker Field in Cumberland to battle the Clippers. Join Kevin Callahan, Pat Holland, and Brendan McGare as they bring you the action on ON, AM, and FM and streaming on our website, Woonsocketradio.com, Facebook, and YouTube. Kickoff is at 10 a.m. High school football, Woonsocket versus Cumberland, Thanksgiving morning at 10 on the one and only ON, AM, and FM and streaming on our social media.
ON, AM, and FM.
All right, it is Coffee and here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here along with Dave Richards, Bill Murray, and as always on a Monday, we're joined by Leslie Page from the Woonsocket Harris Public Library. Good morning, Leslie.
Good morning.
And so it's an early week for you, for everybody actually.
It's a short week for us.
So what's going on at the library for Thanksgiving week?
Well, first, we will be closed at 5 p.m. on Wednesday, November 26th, and then we'll be closed Thursday the 27th, Friday the 28th, and Saturday the 29th for the Thanksgiving holiday.
Sweet.
We'll be open again next Monday.
Gotcha.
Our regular hours are Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. We offer self-service photocopying and faxing, and our reference department provides notary services free of charge. This week, the Children's Department is offering Sensory Exploration Fun today at 10 a.m., and music for preschoolers with Mr. Guitar Man on Wednesday, November 26th at 11:30 a.m. For more information about children's programs, please call 767-4122. There will be no tabletop role-playing game or storytelling this week for teens. Those programs will resume next week. The next tabletop role-playing game for adults will be held on Saturday, December 13th from 1 to 3 p.m. Please call 767-4132 for more information. All of the latest information about programs, services we offer, and how to reach us can be found at our website, woonsocketlibrary.org, or on our Facebook page. If you have any questions or would like more information about anything I've mentioned today, please call us at 769-9044. And we look forward to seeing you at the library.
All right, Leslie, very good. So kind of a mini vacation coming up for you. So, pretty nice. All right. I've heard some bizarre stories in my time, but this one's off the rails. Two men in Dallas have been arrested. You know what they wanted to do? What they were plotting to do?
I'm afraid to ask.
They were plotting to invade a Caribbean island. They wanted to enslave the women and children and murder the men living there and have their little fiefdom, have their little kingdom. Federal prosecutors say 21-year-old Gavin Weisenberg and 20-year-old Tanner Thomas were going to buy a boat. Oh, they got a good plan. They're going to buy a boat, weapons, and recruit people off the street as sort of a mercenary force. Here, come with me. We're going to overthrow the place, okay? Prosecutors say the men even learned the Haitian Creole language spoken on the island of Lagonav. I don't know that.
No,
Caribbean island.
never heard of it.
Gonave, pronounced Gonav. Okay, the men could get life in prison if they're convicted of this overthrow of this island.
Never heard of it.
What a terrible plot.
Never. I mean,
Really?
how it has to be a small island.
It's got to be very small.
Because if it was any size, they're going to go in and beat the military. What 6 people, 12 people?
It must be somewhere close to Haiti because they're using the Haiti language.
But you imagine the stupidity of these.
Well, this is just
it's not even no.
I mean, there's a little thinking. Let's buy a boat. We'll get some weapons.
In one sense, thank God it's there and not here.
Yeah, I guess. So, just
we do have people here that
crazy. Oh yeah. Okay. Let's see. So, Bill, since you're traveling,
okay,
this Thanksgiving holiday season could be the busiest ever. All right. AAA estimates that nearly 82 million people will be traveling over the holidays, which is up to, I guess they're considering. Oh, no, the Thanksgiving holiday. Right. Okay, which is up 2% from last year. The FAA says is expecting the busiest Thanksgiving travel season in 15 years as airlines get up and running again after the government shutdown. Right. The New York Times says more travelers will be traveling by train and bus this year to avoid all the flight delays and cancellations and all the heartburn and heartache you get in airports these days. Makes sense. Severe weather may create poor traveling conditions in some parts of the country as well. And it used to be, they always said, the busiest travel day of the year is always the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Right. I think that's changed now. People basically just take this week off.
They go early.
They keep going earlier. That's right. Me. And now we're leaving on Monday for the Thanksgiving holiday, which is in 4 days.
So I want to thank you for putting this in my mind now. We're leaving at noontime today.
Well, you're gonna go down there to Green. You're going to Green?
Huh?
You're going to Green?
We're going to Green, but we're going by Breeze. The advantage I have is no stopovers. Asia was one of your problems.
Nice,
is the stopovers.
Nice nonstop flight. Okay.
It's a nonstop, and but I can tell you, since Friday, I've had 3 emails from Breeze
saying what?
Keep saying you've got to get there early. You've got to get there early. We will be.
I'm always there 2 hours early.
Well, that's what they're saying. No later than 2 hours.
Okay.
Fortunately, my son's taking us, and he has to take us early at 11:30 because of a business commitment.
Okay.
And so we'll be there in plenty of time. So I think I'm okay. I'm not sure. Well, I can tell you. So far, I've been looking at the phone. I haven't seen a cancellation.
No delays yet.
Anyway, yeah, right.
I do like the Breeze's TV commercials. They've got nice airplanes.
Well, I'll tell you when next time I'm on. I'll tell you exactly what the plane is.
Okay, so don't be surprised when you get down to Green and say, "Why are there so many people here?"
Well,
because not everyone, a lot of people are starting their Thanksgiving break today.
Yeah, they're just saying get through TSA is going to be.
That's always the fun part. All right, let's see. A gold pocket watch that survived the sinking of the Titanic has sold for more than $2.3 million at auction. The watch, carried by a first-class passenger, Isidore Strauss, and I don't know how they know this, unless it was engraved at some point, sold for the record-breaking price in England on Saturday. It was recovered from his body. Oh, okay. After the ship sank on its maiden voyage in April 1912. Strauss and his wife Ida were depicted in the 1997 film Titanic as the couple who refused to separate in the final moments and perished in the disaster that claimed more than 1,500 lives. It was more recently, it was revealed that they were the great-great-grandparents of Ocean Gate CEO Stockton Rush's widow, Wendy. Rush was among the 5 people killed in the 2023 when his Titan submersible imploded while on an expedition to view the wreck of the Titanic. Wow.
Oh,
how about that?
Wow.
So yeah, $2.3 million for that gold watch. Pretty impressive. Did you go to the movies over the weekend, Leslie?
I did not.
No. Okay. My daughter did, because she's one of those people that has to see the movie on the coming out weekend.
Right.
Had to go see Wicked. Had to go see Wicked for good. And the first thing I asked when I saw her after she saw it, did you cry? Yes, I did.
Oh, she did.
Yeah, well, she loves those kind of movies that are going to make her cry.
Yeah.
And so, there's parts in it that make you cry. So, she wasn't the only one that went to go see it. The much-awaited Wicked for Good is now the #1 film at the domestic box office. The movie brought in an estimated $150 million domestically and $226 million worldwide over the weekend. Mm-hmm. The sequel had the largest opening weekend for a Broadway adaptation, beating its predecessor, which opened to over $112 million nearly a year ago. The film also reached the second highest opening weekend of the year, behind a Minecraft movie, which drew in $163 million in its debut. Movie theaters this weekend were full of pink and green popcorn buckets and drink cups, with some offering Wicked-themed photo ops for guests. So,
Okay.
do you plan on seeing it, Leslie?
No.
Bill says no.
Nope.
I probably will see it. I'm not sure I'll make it to the movie theater to see it, but I'll probably see it.
We got plenty of time coming up this weekend. Okay. I've had arguments with people about this, and I said, in some movies, I want the bad guy to always be the bad guy. All right? Mm-hmm. In Die Hard, Hans Gruber is always the bad guy. Yeah. All right? Yeah. In The Wizard of Oz, the Wicked Witch of the West is always the bad guy.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But in these movies, you got to know her backstory and,
they've changed
and what she's
now.
gone through,
Right.
and now you feel sorry for her. I don't want to feel sorry for her. She's the bad guy.
Right.
I don't want to hear about her terrible upbringing and how she was abused or whatever. So, but that's just me.
Yeah. Well.
Right.
But that's that's what happens with some. We're like, So okay. But if you you want to go see it, and she did enjoy it, by the way.
Oh, well, that's
not only for the crying part, but just overall,
right.
Good movie. And if you like Ariana Grande, she's Glinda.
Well, both ladies are magnificent singers, so.
Oh yeah, and there's good songs.
And there are good songs, and I did
That's
see
right.
I saw the play on stage, so.
Yeah. So now you got to see it. Now you
So
got
I'll
to
probably
see it.
see it at some point.
All right, let's see. Let's see. Okay, a Texas state professor who was fired for his comments during a conference on socialism is not getting his job back. The University Board of Regents has shot down Professor Tom Alter's appeal. They also revoked his tenure. The history professor told a group of activists that he supported plans to overthrow the government. We just said that.
Yeah.
He wants to overthrow this government, which he called, quote, the most bloodthirsty, profit-driven, mad organization in the history of the world, unquote. And they fired him for it.
Well, they should.
Well, they have.
Let's look at what the vote in Congress, and then they had Muldowney in the day that he was at the with Trump, and then the vote. Fortunately, and I was surprised because they haven't done that. The two congressmen voted, from what I understand, voted on the resolution about socialism being bad, and but there were 86 Democrats that voted, which is unheard of. But that's how serious it is.
Yep. All right, so just be careful when you're traveling. Okay, we had another big accident. This was on Interstate 495 in my town.
Yep. Saw that.
Someone going the wrong way on the highway.
Another one. 3 in the morning.
2 a.m.
2 in the
Crash
morning.
reported after 2 a.m. On I-495 south. Doesn't quite, well, in Mansfield. Okay. Right. Police say a vehicle going the wrong way on the highway slammed head-on into an incoming car because they were going the right way.
Scary.
Very scary. Both drivers were taken to area hospitals with serious injuries. Police have not released the identities of the injured drivers and say the investigation into the crash is ongoing. And the only good thing about getting into a crash on 495 in Mansfield is that the Medflight helicopter is housed at the Mansfield Airport. It'll be there.
Oh, is that right?
It'll be there in 2 minutes.
No kidding. Wow.
Yes, so they get there immediately.
Unfortunately, they have a lot of accidents on that 495
Yes.
between Bellingham and down towards you at Mansfield. I don't know
between
what
Mansfield. Something happens right when you pass by 95.
Yeah.
In Mansfield, Norton, Taunton, in that stretch.
Well,
and I don't know why.
Well, I drive a lot of times back and forth with down to Bridgewater and everything for hockey games and whatnot, and I'll tell you, they speed, and I'm not a slow driver myself, and it's like I'm standing still.
I think my daughter must have passed you. I think she speeds.
Oh, I'm sure it's a young girl.
Of course.
Oh, yes. They're in a hurry, and absolutely.
Gotta get there.
I get there.
All right, that'll do it for the show for today. Thank you very much. We thank Dave Richards for being here earlier. He had to go out and take care of something else. Leslie Page, thanks for coming in, and happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks for having me, and happy Thanksgiving to you and to all the listeners.
All right, and Bill Murray, thanks for coming on in, and happy Thanksgiving
Thank
to
you for having me, and happy Thanksgiving to everyone, and a pleasant one, and I hope the football game on Woonsocket Cumberland is a real good one. It should be.
We hope so.
Yeah.
I'm concerned though, because I understand the Cumberland quarterback got injured in the game.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
In the game against Central for the Super Bowl.
Well, they had
will he play? I don't know.
Well, they had a backup that started the season.
Okay.
He's not a bad. I know the kid, and he's not a bad quarterback. He got beat out.
All right.
Because they have not had a good year, and Woonsocket, it's going to be a good year. But it's always a good game, so everybody should watch it.
Yep. All right, and stay tuned now. Coming up after the 9 o'clock news, it's Senior Scene with Steve and Linda here on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. Senator Mark Kelly is defending a video in which he and other Democratic lawmakers tell military members to ignore orders issued by President Trump if they are illegal. The Arizona Democrat told CBS's Face the Nation that the effort is needed to push back against the president.
All we said is we reiterated what basically is the rule of law, that members of the military cannot follow illegal orders.
Trump has doubled down on his criticism of Democrats who appeared in the video, saying in a recent post on Truth Social that, in his words, those lawmakers should be in jail right now, and that it was, quote, sedition at its highest level, end quote. The group of Democratic lawmakers, which included military veterans, didn't say what orders were illegal, but noted soldiers are required to refuse them. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky says land is the biggest problem with U.S.-led peace talks with Russia. Zelensky told the Swedish parliament today that legally recognizing and giving up land to Russia would violate the principle of sovereignty and territorial integrity. Russia wants to hold on to the land it's occupied in Ukraine and also wants Ukraine to limit the size of its military. A woman who, as a child, stabbed her friend 19 times to appease the fictional Slender Man character is back in custody. More from Rory O'Neill.
After cutting off her ankle monitor on Saturday, Morgan Geyser apparently left her group home in Wisconsin. She was found Sunday night at a truck stop in Posen, Illinois, south of Chicago. Geyser had been in a mental institution since the Slender Man-inspired stabbing in 2014. She was 12 years old at the time. The victim barely survived. Earlier this year, a judge approved a conditional release plan for Geyser that had allowed her to live in that group home.
Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
New Mandeville here with a look at sports. Patriots remain unbeaten on the road as they prevail in Cincinnati 26-20 yesterday. Rookie offensive linemen Jarrett Wilson and Will Campbell were both carted off the field with injuries. Marcus Jones returned an interception for a score as the Patriots win their 9th in a row. Other action, Ravens over the Jets 23-10. Derrick Henry ran for 2 scores, and the Giants fell 34-27 in overtime to the Lions. Jameis Winston, 3 touchdown passes for New York. Celtics over the Magic 138-129. Jaylen Brown, 35, led 6 Celtics with double figures. Bruins fell on the road to the Sharks 3-1. Morgan Geekie scored his team-leading 14th goal of the season. College basketball, it was UConn over Bryant 72-49, Brown over Maine 58-53, and Boston College fell in overtime to Tulane 90-93. Worcester Railers topped the Greensboro Growlers 3-2 in overtime. Anthony Rapace with the game winner for Worcester. College football over the weekend, Bryant fell to Stony Brook 35-28. Brown defeated Dartmouth by that same score. James Murphy had 3 touchdown passes for the Bears. And URI defeated Hampton 38-10. Antoine Littleton, 148 yards rushing and 2 scores for the Rams. Cumberland was shut out 27-0 by Central Saturday in the Division I Consolation Bowl. Quarterback Gray Ionetti suffered a knee injury in the first series and did not return for the Clippers, who will host the Novans this Thanksgiving Day matchup later this week, right here on ON. That is your look at sports from ON Sports. I'm Lou Mandeville.
You can drive home in a brand new Buick or GMC by coming to Tasca Buick GMC in Woonsocket. Right now, the 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 Elevation Crew Cab with a TurboMax engine has 0% APR for well-qualified buyers. All 2025 Buick models, Envision, Encore GX, Envista, and Enclave have 0.9% APR for well-qualified buyers, plus no monthly payments until next year. Stop in for a test drive today to Tasca Buick GMC, 55 Fortin Drive, Woonsocket. Visit TascaBuickGMC.com. You will be satisfied.
This ON AM and FM forecast brought to you by Design Wood Floors in Blackstone. Design Wood Floors is dedicated to the fine art of designing and installing unique wood floors. For questions or ideas about wood floors, call Design Wood Floors at 617-967-4071. Sunny skies today with a high near 48 degrees and a breeze in the northwest up to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, increasingly cloudy, overnight low of 30. Tuesday's weather, cloudy skies all day, a chance of rain in the afternoon. Tuesday night, 90% chance of rain, south wind up to 10 miles per hour, but precipitation amounts up to 1/4 inch of rain possible Tuesday night. Wednesday, rain continues, patchy fog before 10 a.m., cloudy skies all day with a high near 60. Wednesday night, rain diminishes, but